All right, everyone. Welcome to this daily Sidereal Astrology forecast. This is for Thursday, February 8th, 2018. All right, so today not a whole lot going on astrologically. We do have the moon in Libra for most of the day, finishing up Libra. So much like yesterday, maybe this concern for harmony in our life, mutuality if it's in relationships, and just all in all balance, I think is great at this time. However, as we get into the later part of the day, and especially over the next couple days, this time of the month, for getting into the deeper dimensions of life, right? Scorpio and Ophiuchus. So with this, maybe some deep feelings coming up. We're wanting this deeper connection to life. So as we get in touch with this deeper dimension and really accept any deep feelings or whatever comes up, there is this healing and transformation that does take place through this transit. So we could feel this maybe the later part of the day, but especially tomorrow and onward. So that's the major thing going on. No major aspects, no major lunar aspects as well, which means we do have a bit of void of course energy. Good to bring some presence into our life, just kind of take a step back from the routine perhaps, and just really, get in touch with our soul and that receptive side. So let's look at that along with a couple of the other minor things going on here in more detail when we return. All right, so here's the sky for this Thursday. We've got the moon finishing up Libra here. So yeah, Libra, the scales, fundamentally it is about being impartial in life. When it's involving relationships, it is that equality, right? Seeing both sides of the coin, so to speak. What's right, what's just, what's mutual. And even in our personal life, just generally, like, are there any areas of life that are out of balance that we may want to bring back into balance, right? So it's all about balancing things out, having that sort of third perspective, right? That impartial perspective, and anything involving that I think is great at this time. So as the day unfolds, we will start to feel more of the Scorpio energy, depending on where you are in the world. If you're in the Americas, you'll probably be feeling this the second half of the day. If you're in Europe or the East, you're going to feel this later. If you're in the East, it's going to be actually mostly tomorrow. And in that case, I always do recommend watching the previous day's video, as you'll likely find those to be the most accurate. But yeah, with this shift into Scorpio, whenever you start to feel this, it is great to essentially accept the deep feelings, anything deep that does come up, or anything that was maybe hidden, or things we've brushed under the rug before, now come up for that acceptance. And it really is through that acceptance that healing takes place, transformation takes place, and that's essentially going to be the theme, I feel like, over these next couple of days. But with the moon, it's like we're really just wanting that. We're wanting that depth, we're wanting that intimacy if it's in relationships. And so allowing that to come up, accepting it, right? Getting in touch with that side of life, really good at this time. So that's the shift with the moon. Like I said, no major aspects. In fact, no major lunar aspects going exact for, today. Most of these were, it's kind of on the cusp of the day. So most of the day here, there is this void of course energy, right? Up until the moon shifts into Scorpio, no lunar aspects does suggest this void of course. So this is typically this kind of spiritual energy coming in. It's very good to be receptive with this, because it sort of gives us a bit of a pause from the routine and a pause from our normal perspective of things. It just kind of, gives that bit of space. So really good to be aware of this, maybe bring in a bit of space into your routine. It is a work day, so if we're very busy, most of us will be, still kind of taking that step back or that second out, or bringing in more presence into the daily life is fantastic. And when you have the time, if you do things like meditation, a bit of spiritual activities, yoga, things like this, prayer also, really good for this type of void of course energy, because there is this, again, spiritual connection and this non-intellectual insight that we usually gain during this sort of pausing period here. So that's the major theme with the moon. As a reminder, we are still in this third quarter phase, right? So really good part of the week to challenge ourselves, take some action and initiative towards any insights you've gained since the lunar eclipse a week ago. We are still integrating a lot of this Capricorn energy with the Sun and Mercury here. So patience, right? We're developing this patience, this discipline, this persistence, taking things one step at a time. And Venus, though, Venus is going into Aquarius, actually closer to Aquarius now. So for about the next month, really valuing, I think, a bit of freedom in our life, freedom in relationships, a bit of eccentricity, uniqueness, individuality, and just all in all, enjoying a bit of progressiveness, maybe some innovative things, forward-thinking, technological perhaps with Aquarius. Just this very forward-thinking and humanitarian energy can be very enjoyable and really good qualities to develop, again, in our relationships. Just a bit of that valuing, eccentricity, uniqueness, individuality that we all have to contribute with our communities, with our friends, and things of that nature. All right, so that is the day in a nutshell. Third quarter phase, again, integration, taking initiative, and I think involving these two signs. Libra, the first half of the day, again, really good for finding balance in our life, balance in relationships, and then as we get into the later part, and especially next 2 days, the depth, right? Getting in touch with the deeper dimensions, doing that acceptance, which leads to the healing and transformation. All right, so have a fantastic day, everyone. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow for the weekend forecast.